Great to be out here with the pads on. I like the physicality of practice. I like the way we move through. We got a lot of stuff to clean up, a lot of mistakes to be corrected. But I think the attitude of the team is in a good place right now. Questions?
Feel difference on the first day with Pat?
Well, practice is always different when you put the pads on. I try not to put too much stock into what happens until you put the pads on. You want to see the operation, you want to see the guys play with speed, but until the pads go on, it's really not real football.
Thoughts on the quarterback competition after 3 days?
No, really no thoughts. I'm going to catalog my thoughts and continue to watch the film and continue to push these guys. And I think that Ben's doing a good job of driving the install. We're being very aggressive this training camp with the install because of the continuity we've had in the staff. That's been good. And by the time we play the first scrimmage, we'll have just about everything in.
Kyle, Anthony Davis visiting today. Is that cool for you?
It's great. When the guys come back, we had two alums come back today, and they're really two of the all-time great players. Aaron Brady came back. He was here early enough. I got a chance to introduce him in our team meeting today. And one of the all-time great linebackers in our program, and then certainly Anthony, one of the all-time great offensive linemen in our program. And you can talk about family, you can wear family bands, but when you see those guys come back year after year, and you see guys like Brian Leonard, who train in our facility now just about every day, it makes you feel like we're doing it the right way.
You said you're going to wait till day 3 when you put the pads on the evaluate line. What did you see today?
I thought we were pretty physical on both sides of the ball. I was pleased. It's hard to judge all of it on the field, but we'll get a great look at it on film. Just in terms of what it sounded like, it sounded like real football, and I was pleased with that.
Did anybody flash to you on the field?
Not really on the field. No, I'm going to withhold that and really look at it on film. And I thought both sides of the ball had their moments today.
Yeah, I know you don't get to work at them a lot between spring and summer, but a guy a bunch of people have mentioned now is Vance Matthews. How did he come back better this summer camp? What impressed all these kids?
Vance is an extremely hard worker, an extremely dedicated football player, very well respected by his peers. That's probably what you're referring to when you're talking. And I think what you're hearing is the fruits of his labor. He's come out here and he's made plays so far in training camp, and people have noticed it. As a coaching staff, we've noticed it.
Kamoko is starting the camp as the starting defensive end. What did you see from the spring that made you believe that he's ready to make that next step?
I don't know that I'm not going to say that he's ready after 3 practices, but I think we're going to continue to drive him in that direction to be a 3-down player for us on defense. He's got all the tools to do it. Now he just needs to work at it. To continue to get the reps. Playing against a physical style of offense that he's going to see every day in practice is going to make him a better defensive end.
How much does he help your tackles going against him every day?
Yeah, it's tremendous. The more competition you have on both sides, it's probably hardest on the coordinators, because there are going to be some days the offense is going to have a better day, and there's going to be some days the defense is going to be a better day. But as the head coach, I look at it and say, we're going to be a better football team because of it.
I know you have Coach Panagos to coach the defensive line, but what does Scott Vallone do for a guy like Kamoko, a guy who Scott obviously just played defensive line?
Yeah, and Scott, to me, just like Charlie before him, I really thought they went about it the right way. Both of those guys went away, coached at other places, albeit lower levels of football, but I thought it was a great experience for them to do that and have to coach and have to recruit and have to run the meetings on their own. And then when those guys came back to us, they had some experience and a knowledge already of our system. So it's really like having a one-on-one coach for practice with that position. And really that position needs it, because it's like a hybrid position.
Coach, there's been a lot of discussion about the depth at the running back position. How about a wide receiver? Everyone talks about Peru, we've talked about Agadosi, but how about Grant, Patton, Sims?
And Vance Matthews. Yeah, I wouldn't discount Vance either with the training camp that he's had. And now we're getting a chance to see some of these young guys, and whether it's Jay Harris or any of the other young guys, I think it'll be fun to watch. I feel good about our depth at wide receiver. I think we've got guys that can make plays. But we've got some guys that maybe have a little bit bigger resume than others right now. So those other guys are going to have to really, as they get their opportunities in games, take advantage of them.
Do you plan to use Grant at all out of the backfield this season?
Line him up in the backfield? I think we can line him up anywhere on the field. Yeah, sure. I mean, he's certainly a guy who needs to touch the football. You saw that in a couple of games last year where he had multiple touches and was really able to affect the game. The Michigan game, the Maryland game, are two that jump out to me right away.
JPO obviously moved inside during spring camp. How's he coming along with that transition?
I didn't notice him today. That doesn't mean he didn't make plays. I think those things are hard to see sometimes until you put the film on. So I'm anxious to get in there and look at it. But his energy, so JPO's going to play a lot of football for us. His energy is too strong, and his ability to play the game has come such a long way since he's gotten here. we're excited to see him on the field more this year.
Coach, what's the strong safety battle been like so far?
It's been good. Yeah, right now I feel like both guys are doing a good job, and I have confidence that either guy in the game can do a good job for us, and that's good, because if it ends up being that after training camp's over and both guys are playing in the games, in the fourth quarter you got a fresher player.
Kawan, do you just have to kind of throw him out there now and see what he can pick up and then go from there, or how does it work early on with him?
He's a sharp guy. You know, I thought Coach Frazier did a good job of doing everything we could to get him ready, whether it was Skype or FaceTime, whatever they call it these days, you know, over the summer to try to move him along in terms of the playbook. But now he'll get a chance to put the pads on for the first time tomorrow because of NCAA rules. I noticed you gave me a tutorial on that this morning, Dan. It was very nice. And so, you know, we're excited to get Kawan out there. I mean, even just watching him move the last couple of days, you can see he's a guy with experience. So now we're excited to see him play some football. Thank you.